The people behind Sister Wives are in complete panic right now, and the proof is all over the place. When fans logged into HBO Max this week, they got the shock of their lives. Entire episodes from season 20 had vanished without a trace. This wasn't a minor glitch or some late upload. These episodes weren't just hidden, they were completely erased, like someone hit delete and tried to pretend they had never existed. To make things even more suspicious, TLC's own streaming service showed the exact same gaps. Viewers scrolling through the episode list saw something bizarre. The lineup jumped straight from episode 3 to episode 7, skipping episodes 4, 5, and 6 entirely. No announcements, no pop-ups, no official explanations from the network, just silence. For a fan base that notices everything, this silence only fueled more questions. Why the missing episodes? Matter. Here's what makes the situation truly explosive. The missing content wasn't filler. These weren't recap specials or fluff segments. According to viewers who managed to catch them before they disappeared, these were the biggest drama episodes of the entire season. Social media lit up with fans comparing notes, sharing screenshots, and venting their anger. One Reddit user who had actually watched episode 5 before it got yanked described it as the best Sister Wives episode in years. What made it stand out? It showed raw, unedited family drama that looked nothing like the staged arguments viewers had grown used to. This person even remembered Miri declaring, "I would love healing with Janelle. I would love healing with Christine. I don't want to talk to Kody ever again." That kind of honesty was the kind of breakthrough fans had been begging for, and now it was gone. Legal trouble or cover-up? When reality TV fans see episodes pulled after they've already aired, they know something big is happening behind the scenes. Streaming services rarely erase content unless top executives make the call, and that usually means legal problems, lawsuits, or major damage control. And this isn't just any show. Sister Wives has been TLC's crown jewel for over a decade. To pull entire episodes after release suggests something so serious that executives thought leaving the content online could destroy the franchise. The backlash was instant. Fans didn't just complain, they turned into detectives. Reddit threads, TikTok deep dives, and Facebook groups filled with fans building detailed timelines of when each episode vanished. Some even made spreadsheets mapping out the gaps, dubbing it the Great Episode Removal of 2024. One savvy group noted that the erased episodes all had one thing in common. They exposed unscripted moments of financial strain, cast rebellion, and behind-the-scenes manipulation. For longtime viewers, this wasn't random, it was intentional. What was in the pulled episodes? The whispers started fast, and fans who had caught the original broadcast began leaking details. Episode 4 allegedly included shocking behind-the-scenes footage where producers could be heard coaching cast members on what to say. Viewers claim they literally saw production staff directing how family members should react, exposing just how produced the show really was. Episode 5, the most talked about missing episode. Janelle reportedly spread financial documents across the kitchen table and grilled Kody about where the family money had gone. Viewers described it as a no-nonsense, authentic confrontation, not a staged meeting. Episode 6 featured Miri finally opening up in a sit-down with Christine. She allegedly detailed how money flowed between households and who actually controlled the big financial decisions. One fan said it was the first time Miri really told the truth about the family business. Taken together, these 3 episodes painted a picture TLC executives clearly didn't want the public to see. Raw family disputes, real financial exposure, and cracks in the show's long-cultivated illusion of harmony. Emergency damage control kicks in. The chaos didn't stop with the removals. According to insider leaks, TLC immediately went into what crew members called crisis mode filming. Instead of simply apologizing or clarifying, executives allegedly ordered new redemption footage to be filmed, scenes meant to replace the missing content. Crews who thought their season had wrapped were suddenly called back for emergency shoots. One production member described it as rebuilding a house while it's still on fire. Editors and camera operators were working around the clock to create substitute content. But these weren't simple pickups. They were full redos, conversations restaged, financial talks rewritten, and emotional showdowns replaced with sanitized versions. Cast rebellion, Janelle and Miri draw the line. That's when the biggest problem hit. The cast didn't want to play along. According to multiple fan leaks and insider reports, Janelle and Miri flat out refused to film replacement scenes that contradicted what they had actually said on camera months earlier. Janelle, who has built her post-Kody reputation on honesty and independence, reportedly told producers, "I'm not going to pretend those numbers don't exist just to make this look better." Miri's pushback was even stronger. After years of rebuilding her public image, she allegedly threatened to quit the show altogether rather than film fake conversations that made her look passive or uninformed. Without their cooperation, the entire replacement strategy crumbled. How could producers reframe family finances or cast dynamics without two of the key wives? A war behind the cameras. Insiders revealed that the conflict went beyond the cast. Even within the production itself, there was a major power struggle. The show's director reportedly wanted to preserve the authentic raw footage. TLC executives, on the other hand, demanded polished, safe storylines. This led to what insiders described as production warfare. It all boiled down to what they called the authenticity question. Should Sister Wives continue as a real documentary-style family chronicle, or should it double down on manufactured drama that protected the brand but silenced uncomfortable truths? The pulled episodes showed which side the director favored, authenticity, but the replacement scenes showed the executive's hand, damage control. Financial fallout nobody saw coming. Behind every creative fight is a financial one, and this crisis was no exception. Reports suggest the budget for season 20 nearly doubled after these emergency shoots. Crew members had to be rehired at premium rates. New locations had to be found because the originals were no longer available. Editors worked overtime to stitch together seamless replacements. One insider estimated that crew cost alone jumped 40 to 50% above the initial budget. For TLC, the decision was simple math. Spending millions on damage control was cheaper than facing potential lawsuits, sponsor backlash, or long-term brand destruction. But it left other TLC productions scrambling as resources were drained into saving Sister Wives. Fans see the manipulation clearly. What TLC didn't expect was that fans would see straight through the cover-up. The removals, the replacement footage, the evasive customer service replies, it all looked like one big manipulation tactic. For many viewers, this became a lesson in media literacy. They began drawing parallels between TLC's editing choices and real-life manipulation tactics. Selective storytelling, removing evidence and retelling the story in a safer way. Gaslighting, asking cast members to deny their own words and experiences. Financial control, hiding real money conversations to preserve appearances. Fans realized that the same strategies used in reality TV often mirrored toxic behaviors in real life, and they weren't having it. The fan community turned into investigators. What makes this meltdown unique is how fans responded. They didn't just complain, they investigated. Reddit threads became massive research hubs, cross-referencing social media posts with filming dates, creating timelines, and identifying exactly what TLC tried to hide. Some fans even uploaded recordings of the pulled episodes, treating them like lost artifacts. The community essentially reverse-engineered the production timeline, proving the episodes weren't random deletions, but deliberate censorship of financial and emotional confrontations. A crisis bigger than one show. The Sister Wives meltdown isn't happening in isolation. Across reality TV, similar battles are erupting. As audiences grow smarter, they're rejecting scripted drama disguised as authenticity. For TLC, the question is whether to lean into authenticity, letting viewers see the messy truth, or to keep manufacturing storylines at the risk of losing their core audience. Right now, the disappearing episode this season 20 stand as a symbol of that larger battle. And unless TLC finds a way to rebuild trust, fans may decide they've had enough manipulation. Conclusion: a franchise on the brink. What started as a few missing episodes has exploded into a full-scale production nightmare. Cast rebellion, budget chaos, fan investigations, and executive battles are tearing Sister Wives apart from the inside. For over a decade, the show has thrived on drama within the Brown family. But season 20 revealed a different kind of drama: the war between authenticity and manipulation. And this time, the family isn't the only one fighting. The network, the crew, and the fans are all part of the struggle. Whether Sister Wives survives may depend not on Kody, Mary, or Janelle, but on whether TLC chooses to finally let the truth air. In the world of Sister Wives, every word carries weight. Kody Brown, once the proud patriarch of a sprawling plural family, has never been shy about voicing his opinions, even when those opinions burn bridges. But his latest declaration sent shockwaves, not only through his fractured household, but across the fanbase that has followed the Browns' journey for over a decade. Kody claimed he was too famous to ever find true love again, framing his celebrity status as both a burden and an excuse for his broken relationships. It was a statement dripping with ego, self-pity, and a sharp sting for the women who had once stood by his side. For Christine Brown, who had walked away from Kody years earlier, this wasn't just another one of his overblown rants. It was a slap in the face, a rewriting of history she couldn't let slide. And when Christine speaks, she doesn't hold back. Christine steps into the spotlight. On camera and in candid interviews, Christine dismantled Kody's narrative with the kind of precision only someone who knew him at his core could deliver. She reminded viewers that Kody's fame had never been the barrier to love. He had. His pride, his controlling streak, his refusal to see his wives as equals, those were the forces that poisoned his relationships. Fame didn't push me away, Christine said bluntly. Kody did that all by himself. The impact was instant. Fans flooded social media, rallying behind Christine's words. Memes, tweets, and comment threads erupted, painting Kody not as the tragic victim of stardom, but as the architect of his own downfall. Christine had done what she does best: stripped away Kody's excuses and left the raw truth exposed. A history of excuses. To understand the magnitude of this moment, you have to rewind the clock. From the very beginning, Kody thrived on the image of being a devoted plural husband, one man balancing the needs of four wives. It was chaotic, messy, and often heartbreaking, but it was also the foundation of the show's success. Yet, as the years passed, cracks in Kody's leadership grew into canyons. His favoritism toward Robyn, his temper, and his obsession with control became impossible for the other wives to ignore. Christine, once known as the peacemaker, began to see that Kody's vision of love was built on conditions, rules that always benefited him. When Christine finally left, she did so not because of television cameras or public scrutiny, but because she had reached a breaking point. She wanted respect, partnership, and joy, things Kody couldn't or wouldn't give her. So when Kody later tried to twist the story, blaming his fame for scaring away real love, Christine couldn't stay silent. She knew the truth too well. The fans react. Christine said what we were all thinking. Viewers didn't just side with Christine, they celebrated her. Across Facebook groups, Reddit threads, and TikTok reaction videos, fans replayed Christine's words like an anthem. Many had grown frustrated with Kody's victim narrative, which often painted him as the wounded party in the unraveling of his marriages. Christine said what we were all thinking, one fan wrote. Kody is his own worst enemy. Another added, too famous for love? Please. He wasn't too famous to neglect his wives. Christine is finally giving him the reality check he's needed for years. This groundswell of support didn't just validate Christine, it amplified her voice. Where Kody's excuses once dominated the storyline, Christine's clapback now stole the spotlight. Kody's bruised ego. For Kody, Christine's bold rebuttal wasn't just a critique, it was a public humiliation. He has long thrived on control, weaving narratives that cast him as the misunderstood leader. But Christine's words stripped away his armor. Without the safety net of Robyn's support or the silent compliance of his other wives, Kody was left exposed. Insiders revealed that Kody bristled at Christine's comments, dismissing them as bitter and attention-seeking. But even as he tried to deflect, the damage was done. His image had taken another blow, and this time it came from the wife who once tried hardest to make their marriage work. Christine's new chapter. What makes Christine's words sting even more is the contrast between her life now and the one she left behind. Since leaving Kody, Christine has built a new life filled with independence, love, and laughter. Her marriage to David Woolley has been celebrated as a fairy tale of second chances, a relationship rooted in mutual respect and joy, a stark contrast to the strained dynamic she endured with Kody. Christine's happiness serves as living proof that Kody's fame isn't the obstacle. The obstacle was always him, and fans can see it as clearly as she does. The broader impact on sister wives. This clash between Christine and Kody is more than just another dramatic moment. It's a turning point in the sister wives saga. The show, once focused on the logistics of plural marriage, has evolved into a raw examination of broken trust, shifting loyalties, and the fallout of Kody's decisions. Christine's willingness to call Kody out publicly ensures that the narrative no longer belongs solely to him. For years, Kody positioned himself as the voice of authority. Now, Christine's voice carries more weight with viewers. She has become the truth teller, the one who refuses to sugarcoat the past. And in doing so, she has reshaped the story of the Browns from the inside out. Why Christine's words matter. Christine's clapback wasn't just about defending herself. It was about reclaiming the truth. By shutting down Kody's excuse, she reminded fans that the women in this story aren't passive participants in his narrative. They have their own voices, their own truths, and their own power to rewrite the story. It's this strength that resonates so deeply with viewers. Christine's courage to speak up, even when it risks further conflict, inspires fans who see echoes of their own lives in her journey. The final blow. Kody may continue to insist that his fame makes love impossible, but Christine has already shattered that illusion. Her life stands as living proof that love, respect, and happiness aren't only possible, they thrive once you step away from toxicity. Her words landed like a final blow, not just to Kody's ego, but to the carefully constructed image he has clung to for so long. Christine reminded everyone that Kody Brown isn't too famous for love. He's too stubborn, too controlling, and too unwilling to change. And in that moment, she didn't just shut him down. She took the narrative away from him completely. Closing thoughts. Christine owns the last word. In the ever-unfolding drama of sister wives, few moments hit harder than this one. Christine's response to Kody's too famous excuse was more than a soundbite. It was a declaration that the women in this family are no longer living in Kody's shadow. A declaration that love, real love, doesn't bow to fame. It bows to respect, kindness, and equality. A declaration that Christine Brown has found her voice and she's not giving it back. And perhaps the most shocking truth of all, fans aren't just listening, they're cheering.